Do you like to get cards in the mail? Do you like to put cards in the mail? Hi, I'm Barb, and I'm into Random Crafty Acts. Making your own greeting cards lends itself very well to having variety and personalization in the card. And while it can be fun to go to the store and sort through hundreds of cards to try to find one where the outside matches the inside, matches the person you want to send it to, if you make your own cards, you can do that. One of the things about making your own cards is that if you make a lot of them, you can also donate them. I got into card making because when I retired and I was looking for something to do with paper crafting, my first hobby was buying craft supplies. A lot of us do that. And because I started piling things up and I was into journaling, I got into art journaling and junk journaling, and I bought paints and I bought inks and I bought paper and I bought old books, and I followed the wonderful, wonderful content creators there are out there on YouTube who taught me a lot about how to do different things with all of these materials. And I did. And the next thing I knew, I had lots and lots of art journals and junk journals, and I didn't have anything that I could do with them because I knew I didn't want to get into selling them. A friend of mine suggested that I get into card making. So that's what I did. And as I said, card making meant that I could make a lot of cards, put them in a box, and send them off to wherever I was donating them, and then not feel guilty about making some more. So I make A2 size cards. Now I'm going to look to the side to the chart I keep because I don't remember numbers well and I don't do math. Okay, so an A2 size card looks like this. All right, let me get this open. An A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'll put the measurements for the envelopes in the description below, but you can put them in the envelope. Okay, it will mail for one stamp unless you make it really thick and put a whole lot of stuff on the outside of it. All of the cards I make are blank in the middle because the organization I donate to requires that, requires that. Okay, you can make cards as simple as this, all right, where the 12 by 12 paper that I bought already had this scene on it, so I just cut it to that size, stamped something on a label and put it on there. You can get a little fancier, okay? This one is really simple. Again, a friend of mine sent me these wonderful pre-cut window images. This actually opens, which is just adorable. And this is a fancy way to cut the front. Okay. This is probably the most ornate kind of cards that I make. This is a textured background. These are hand stitched. A little bit of embroidery work on them. Happy birthday. Okay. I have my own stamp, Random Acts of Kindness Studios. That's from my granddaughter. Okay. So I make lots of different kind of cards, and there is lots of inspiration out there on YouTube. What I ran into in the very beginning was there were some real basic things that I didn't know how to do. I didn't know how to take like an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and cut it so that I could get an A2 size card. I didn't know what kind of cardstock to buy. So what I want to do with this video series is start with those very, very core basics. And what I'm hoping is that this will provide a foundation for you to start into card making, because once you get these basics down and you figure out the best way for you to do them, the world is your oyster, my friend. when it comes to YouTube, everything I know how to do, I learned through YouTube. The content creators who are out there can take you from the simplest cards to the most complex cards. They can guide you into lots of different supplies and sources that are out there for materials. One of the things that I'm planning on doing with this series, which you can find if you will click on the name of my channel, Random Crafty Axe, and you'll see that there are playlists. And you go to the playlist that says Basic Card Making. And there you will find a video on how to cut cardstock and some information on what kind of cardstock to buy. You'll find a video on how to size the mats, which are the layers that go on. For example, this textured piece is referred to as a card mat. You'll find some information on where to find and how to do different kinds of designs that we find usually working with card sketches, which you'll find lots of those, and on not just on the YouTube creators pages, but also on places like Pinterest. These things, the designs, the decorations, if you want to call them that, are referred to as embellishments. That's a whole nother field. I can touch on that a little bit, but mostly I'm going to start referring you out to others and different equipment and different methods and those, but generally just kind of be a central place that you can come to and find some of the basic information. I hope that you'll take the time to check out the playlist, and if you like it, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe and click that thumbs up in the picture. That helps me with getting the information out there to people. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.